Hey, within a sec. All right, what's going on, Jerome's? So, thanks for staying up past our bedtime. It's good times. Minnesota Fine Vikings allegedly fell 34-28, and it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating because four turnovers, including JJ fumbling out of the end zone, where the fact that the Eagles were just begging to get beat. Like they were going to get got, and you can make a good case that besides that yakety sax stretch at the beginning of the second half, the Vikings were the better team throughout this entire game. Even when they were down, 27-7. I mean, the Vikings. It is what it is. But there is no moral victories in the National Football League. The Vikings allegedly are 0-2, the best 0-2 team in NFL history. But now they got 10 days to figure out their ish. And they do have a couple of issues going on. But post-game show, if you got a question or a comment, toss a couple bucks in the Super Chat. Everything goes to Twin Cities Food Shelves, whether Super Chat or Venmo, the next couple of days. And yeah, it is kind of rough because it would be one thing if the Vikings just got the break speed off them the first 2 weeks. But the fact that the Vikings had 3 turnovers week 1, 4 in week 2, and they should have won both games. That's what's super frustrating about this, where all the national media jabroni haircuts are going to pile on, oh, the Vikings are regressing to the mean. Not necessarily. This is still a damn good football team, but they just can't get out of their own way. And it's turnovers, it's sloppiness, and it comes down to mental mistakes, and that comes down to coaching. And that comes down to Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores, who I consider co-head coaches of this team right now. But I don't know. So our thoughts can be summed up in a tweet we just fired off. So, no moral victories in the NFL. You are what your record says you are. You're 0-2, even though apparently that did not apply last year when the Vikings won 13 games. Vikings beat themselves second week in a row. Turnovers are inexcusable. This game actually reminded me of that game from the 2009 season that will not be spoken of, where the Vikings had so many turnovers that game with Adrian and Bernard Berrien, where the Vikings were still in it at the end in hostile territory. This reminded me of that game. I mean, the fact that, the game got away from in the start of the second half, but they came back. They came roaring back. Heart of a lion, not a Detroit Lion. It's tough, man. The defensive line needs as much help as the O-line, where, I mean, they were great corralling Jalen Hurts. They were good in the passing game outside of that one busted play for Devontae Smith, but they just simply could not stop the run. And yes, the Eagles have one of the best, if not the best, O-lines in the game. But, I mean, DeAndre Swift is not freaking Derrick Henry out there, man. They literally could not stop the run. And Harrison Phillips is good. He's not a nose tackle. We've said this for the last 2 freaking years, right? And I feel like they misuse Kyrus Tonga. They need to add size on the interior. Why was Quaylen Roy a healthy scratch when Darisaw wasn't even the emergency backup left tackle when Marcus Davenport played like one play? It's so stupid. It is. Brody, $2. Kirk can win a Super Bowl. I know he can. I mean, we'll get to it. Kirk Cousins played himself a phenomenal friggin' football game, and that's going to get lost in the wash in all of this, man. Addison is a star in the making. Addison, 3 catches for 72 and a touchdown in his first 2 games. Justin Jefferson is still him, 11 for $159 on 13, while being held by Darius Slay multiple times tonight. No big deal. Hawkinson is Hawkinson is definitely worth the money. 7 for 66 and 2 on 8 targets. Pay Daniil making a very NFC Defensive Player of the Week push, 3 sacks and got after it. Shaky Shake, $2. Where did we go with so many mental mistakes? It's a good question. Yeah, but sloppiness, being unprepared for situational football, that comes down to coaching, and that starts and ends with Kevin O'Connell and Brian Flores. Paul Skinner, $5 super chat. What up? What up? Kirk was dealing tonight. So Kirk, 31 of 43 for 364, 4 freaking touchdowns, as well as 128.4 quarterback rating. That should be enough to win. No big deal. No big deal there. And I love the resiliency of the Vikings showed. Again, like we said at the top, no moral victories in the NFL, but the Vikings could have easily just rolled over and died when it was 27-7 and just chalked it up to one of those days, but they clawed their way back in, came up short at the end, mainly because the defense couldn't get a stop, stopping the run, but yeah. Just sloppy, undisciplined football, bad penalties, bad mistakes all over the place. Now they got 10 days to get their ish together, right? Because they are potentially staring down 0-3 right in the face. They got Chargers coming into US Bank Stadium, but you got 10 days. You got 10 days to get your stuff together, man. All right, this is still a very, very talented football team, and I know all of the math and all the stats between 0-2 teams making the playoffs, but we'll see. Let's see. This team is too friggin' talented to go down like that. Ben Nelson, $2. Can we stop the run with scheme change? I think it's more personnel. I think it really is just one-on-one spots, and the Vikings just simply were not holding their own. Ross Mullins, $5 super chat. What up? Slade Stoker. I don't ever want to see KJ in there with 2 wide receiver set again. Yeah, KJ had a rough day. Yeah. The MBR. Long week, a lot of positives. Need to fix the obvious problems, though. Line help is big. Get her done. Skull. Abso-freaking-lutely. And I know that there's going to be a lot of Vikings fans who are just like, tear down the team and tank. Ain't going to happen. Ain't going to happen, man. All right. 10 takeaways. Turnovers were murder. The defense is different, but they literally can't stop the run. Like, I love how disciplined they are in coverage, whether they're playing press across the board or dropping 8, which they had great success against Jalen Hurts on tonight. Justin Johnson, $5. Bro, you think we can grab a running back or O-lineman first? How about O-line and D-line? I mean, let's get Linval back in this mother. Come on. Exploded Crumb, $5. Does it feel like offense play calls are too soft at times? That does annoy you when fans announce the team after a 0-2 start? I feel like all fans don't have to be the same. Like it does get a little bit taxing when people, like, the moment anything negative happens, they're just like, oh, Tank can turn on this team, blah blah blah. No, again, there's a talented football team that shot itself in the dick multiple times. I mean, that is what it is. Hadrian, what up, our guy Hadrian, $5. Quasi is such an analyzer. Why do you not analyze that not fixing either trench make Kevin O'Connell play any starters in the preseason would lead to this? Well, he doesn't really have the purview of the preseason, but fixing the trenches, you think that would be a priority, right? And the Vikings basically stood pat with the O-line and D-line, bringing guys like Dean Lowry, drafting Jaquelin, but or I mean, play Tonga. I mean, we got Kyrus Tonga for a reason, man. See, Addison was special. Oh, the halftime double dip was murder. So, I mean, the Vikings were marching. They were down. They're down 10-7, right? And JJ stretching that ball for the pylon. Dumbest rule in all of the NFL, but it is what it is. And if JJ just tucks that ball, goes out of bounds at the 1, you got first and goal from the 1. All right, that was a 10-point swing where Philly got the ball after the touchback. They got in range for Elliott's 61-yarder. By the way, I am sick and tired of opposing kickers hitting career/franchise records against the Vikings. It never fails. Never fails, man. JR Productions, $5 super chat. Kind of miss Dalvin Cook. Dalvin would not have made the difference tonight. Like, Madison was bad, but it was all up front. Like, you notice how often he was contacted behind the line of scrimmage, and also you saw Dalvin on Monday night. Like, he just doesn't have it anymore. It's time to move on. But halftime double dip was murder, where it was a 10-point swing. All right, so instead of the Vikings going up 14-10, they go down 13-7, and then all of a sudden the strip sack happens, and then they're down 20-7, right? And again, they could have quit at that point or after the Devontae Smith bomb, but they didn't. They fought and clawed back because they're too damn good to go down like that. Paulson, $5. Bynum was everywhere. 22 looked a little bit slow. Change in dynamic. Yeah. Beasley has a lot of detractors in the fan base, but he's played 2 really solid games, man. Can't complain there. Let's see here. The MBR, what up? Kirk MVP is coming. He's playing so good while being killed after play. Don't ever get 360 and 4, and Slay can finally shush up. Darius Slay was getting work today, man. I love it. Greg Phillips, $5. Kwesi must do something to stop the bleeding. I'm bleeding. If you can name that movie, respect. That's a deep cut. We dropped 2 more games, season's over, skull. Two more games the rest of the way. I mean, they don't have to go 13-4. Alejandro Lopez, $5. Here's a coffee on me, bro. After this hard deck, hey, thank you. But remember, all super chats, all Venmos this weekend are going to Twin Cities food shelves. So be generous. Spread some good vibes. Where I don't know, like I feel like I should be crushed, right? Emotionally, but this team showed a lot of heart, as well as you saw the talent is there. You saw that what the defense is capable of if they actually stop the freaking run. But Kirk had a phenomenal game. JJ had another great game. Addison looks like a stud. Hawkinson earned every single penny. KJ, come on, KJ. Come on, you're better than that, bro. Come on. Daniil, had himself a hat trick. Beasley had 15 tackles. That's insane. That's insane, man. Jordan Hicks had a hell of a game too, but it sort of is what it is in that spot. But we press on. Again, 10 days to un-F this situation, and we'll see what happens, man. Our Angel, $5. Ivan Pace and D Hunter came to play. Yes, they did. So did Beasley. So did Hicks, man. But yeah, we're gonna gather our thoughts. We'll do winners and losers. The video will be out shortly, but thank you very much for coming along. I know that it's late. I know that it's sort of emotionally deflating, but again, I think that people can see that this is a talented team that just keeps making mistakes, and it's tough to see. Jesse Lee, $2. Quisenberry looked better than Nudo. I mean, he did look pretty decent. He's a veteran. I mean, that could be an issue too. Like if Darius's ankle is effed, I think Oli's gonna be out for a while. That did not look good with his knee. But that's it. You guys are the best. Thanks for coming along. Winners and losers video will be out in a hot second.